Hi, everybody in digital marketing. Welcome back. And I wanted to say that this video will be covering, we're going to do a little recap of module. Let me share my screen so you see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the syllabus right now. We're going to be doing a recap of display ads for module 4. Module 5 is email marketing. We're going to have a little lecture on that, and I'm going to give you some insights that might help you in the class and in life. Then we will also discuss web design as well. So let's quickly discuss your display ads. Okay. All right, so the majority of you seem to really understand the concept of the display ads, and kudos to you. The ones that struggled were the ones that probably had too much content or were struggling to understand how these are used. It wasn't that many, but hopefully you took some feedback, looked at what other people were doing, refined your sample display ads, and I want you to print that out along with your Student digital marketing certification, your Google certifications. I want you to have everything organized, and I also want you to have your keyword reports and analysis that show how you manage keywords, your ad groups, can create landing pages. You're also going to create a website, and that's something that we're going to talk about here at the end of this lecture. Okay, so I'm on BuzzFeed, and I was actually at Living Spaces not too long ago looking up couches for my mom. And these are some of the couches I actually looked at. So what it did was, on their website, they had a cookie so that they can retarget me through Google Ad Display Network. So this is a network. This is a BuzzFeed article. So it's following me around, right? And that's a remarketing ad. Here it is again. Look how simple. It thought that I'm interested in it. Click. How crazy. I think that this is a really good example of different types of awareness ads. So this is an awareness ad right here, this AMC. You see that? I didn't click on anything there, but I think that's really interesting. That's trying to get me there. Okay. Then I thought that this DIY network one was also really good. So here I am at the DIY network. They also sell ad space on their website. So here's the Live-In Spaces. Look at that. It's a dynamic display ad. Super simple. It's a remarketing ad for something that I already looked at. There were a bunch of other ones. I liked this. So Discover card ad. It was a little hard to see. I think that this image is too small for that space. This is nice. This is an Audi. This is not a dynamic, but it looks like it's a video ad where it has like some motion and movement. Here's a Hallmark one. It's flipping through them, showing me different ones. Living Spaces, again, they must be paying a lot for this remarketing ad. So I thought that was a good thing for you to know how small actually these sections might be. And then also remember, a lot of us look on mobile devices. So making sure that your ads are also responsive for mobile devices. If you have a lot of text and copy and you shrink this, like, let's see. How on earth would you read some of them, right? So here we go. Oh, it knows I'm not on mobile device because it's not responsive. Sometimes they shrink like that. But if you got onto your cell phone, you sometimes have to go on your cell phone to see if it's mobile responsive. And then you can know if they have a different website experience for a mobile device. And that's something I want you to be cognizant of when you start to design your website, and also for your professional career. Okay, so also, I think that the simulations, you're getting a lot stronger. I think the majority of you are now grasping the concept of campaigns. And you're starting to understand this connection through the ad copy, what type of ad words you're going to buy, because the ad words and the keywords aren't necessarily wrong. It might be the way you're using them. So when you do your analysis before you start to do your next round, Definitely do your research, take notes. If you have the ability to have multiple screens, great. If you don't, make sure you're taking your notes, maybe even trying to print some of your information so that you could be more informed. Pause certain things, move keywords around, group them up to something that seems logical. Like, what is that person's intent? I also want to challenge you to think of maybe running a more cohesive campaign where you have a landing page that might be educational, where it'd be like best professional cameras. And then you have like a few different cameras, or you have a brand page, right? Which would be more awareness. So I want you to start to think about grouping them up, and then also always have a high converting page. So where they can buy and make that really super easy in that whole path. So you capture all the people that are looking to purchase that camera right now. So they're searching online, they see your ad, buy now, free shipping, great. Click, boom, landing page is easy, highly converts, and I can buy. So I'm going to discuss a little bit more of those landing pages, but let's get into some email marketing tips and techniques. I do consulting for businesses as well. So I thought that this was a really good page. And I'm just going to walk you through this. So I want you to take close note of your lists. Email marketing is all about your target list and how did those people sign up for your services? Did they purchase anything in the past? Did you acquire the list through another party? Did they just sign up to get tips and tricks and advice, just knowledge share? So I think it's really important that you know what audience you're marketing to, and that way you can position your statement and how you want to talk to them. If there's an existing customer program, then obviously there's some kind of loyalty program. There's some kind of, they're already bought into your brand. So you want to retain them and keep them excited about your brand. If they have never bought from you, but they're open to hearing about what you have to say, remember you have to be the leader of industry. They're looking for professional advice. You have a really good opportunity to guide and shape them and teach them what types of cameras are going to be the best use for them so that they can feel knowledgeable, be successful in their job. And if they're more successful, they're probably going to buy more equipment from you. So here are some of the best email marketing strategies. So if you're doing an e-commerce platform, which you kind of are, or some kind of subscription service, no matter what you're doing, if you're in a business, I think a welcome email that looks really good is good professional practices. There's also curation emails, engagement emails, referral, discount, cart abandonment, and order confirmation, way to upsell them, win back. So if a customer leaves you, why not try to get them back? One for survey and information, and then always a thank you email. So I like this example of a welcome email by Pandora. So thank you for signing up for your newsletter, 10% off your next online purchase, right? Here's your discount code. And then here's Levi's. So we invented the jean, you decide how to wear it. That's a pretty powerful statement. Be original and simple at the same time. That's a tricky balance. But the person has already engaged with you. You don't want to overwhelm them. You have plenty of time to communicate with them over time. You don't need to dump everything on that poor person immediately. Okay, so curated content is when you scoop a lot of things together, like the best professional cameras, and you would put them all and rank them all and give some kind of analysis over that. I think that would be a good example of a curated email for this thing. So brilliant. This one's good. Brilliant decorating ideas. The 3 must-have bike tools. People love this because you save them so much time in researching it. It just has to be good quality. It can't be garbage. I think that when content strategy and curation came to be, people were just doing like keyword dumps and they didn't care about the quality. It was just a race to get as much keywords and content on the internet. Now, readers are way more savvy. And if you show them any junk, and things that are not interesting, fresh, and thoughtful, you lost them. They'll probably unsubscribe. Okay, here you go. So engagement. Get back on our website. So I like these type of emails. So you can maybe think through some of these strategies, see if they make sense for you in your simulation. Refer a friend emails. And then obviously we love discount emails. But remember, don't rely too heavily on discount emails. They will work great when not your only source. When you have too many discount emails, then you will jeopardize not selling things at regular price. That's number one, watering down your brand. And the other thing is they start to lose effectiveness because there's no sense of urgency. Okay. Cart abandonment. So you might have already gotten these from a retailer or e-commerce. These are actually programmed through marketing and automation tools. A lot of companies subscribe to tools like HubSpot, Marketo, Peridot. There's so many different marketing automation tools out there where they sense there's a trigger, and you have to program that trigger as the digital marketing professional. And if somebody doesn't complete a purchase in their cart, how long after do you kind of remind them, hey, this stuff is still in your cart? Some people say hours, some people say a day, some people say 2 days. So you have to know your product, you have to know your brand, you have to know your customer to know when that time frame is to start to send these triggers. You could work with professionals as well to help you set some of this stuff up. Okay. Obviously an order confirmation email is going to be a very professional way to let somebody know that you did get their order. Here's your receipt, and here's maybe some accompanying products, or you could set up something to where you continue that conversation and planting seeds. Here's more upsell emails. So fries with that. McDonald's, I like this. They pioneered the upsell strategy. So people don't think of it. They're just like, oh, I need this thing, but they don't realize that they might need like 4 other things to make their camera the best experience. So just telling them up front, here's what you also need for that. One of my biggest pet peeves about IKEA is I try to buy things and then I get it home and it's like, oh, I had to buy 4 more things, which were like $1. Who cares? But tell me, I'll buy them all at once. It's just so infuriating to your customers too. It makes you look not professional. You want to at least lay it all out. Let your customers make the decision. If you don't at least tell them, they don't know. And not only that, you risk the opportunity for a competitor to tell them and get those upsells and look like the professional when you could have. Okay. Win back. So I would say in the beginning of your win back campaigns, it can be a variety of reasons, right? So trying to understand why your customers stopped ordering or subscribing to your services is really important. And then that way your win back emails are actually more impactful. I typically do a lot of customer interviews or try to do surveys to find out why they left. Also when they cancel, it's good just to ask a few questions, and that way maybe you could dump them into a bucket and then try to get them back with something that actually means something to them. Okay, surveys. This is a great way to get people to let you know what they think of your products and your services, but it has to be a meaningful incentive because the majority of people, you only get people that incentive means something for them. So think of it like, I always look at it, oh, I could either be hanging out or making X amount of dollars per hour. So if you're trying to get an executive to fill out a survey, I typically won't do a survey that doesn't pay me an Amazon gift card of $50 or more, right? Like, so you have to be really cognizant of that person's time and the value of their time. So some people might do something for 5% off. Other people that you're targeting may not want to be bothered for 5%. You would probably, price might not even be a factor in some cases, but there's always that point where you could maybe give them something that does matter to them and be very cognizant of their time. And then thank you emails. I think that thank you emails are not enough. And if you can look for ways to break up the monotony of buy from me, buy from me, buy from me with anything nice and to fill that tank back up with some positivity, I think a thank you email is the best way to do that. Okay, so I thought that that was super helpful. Also, when you're going to have an email expert session, that I think is really good. Let's get on to our next segment. Oh, this is going to be fun. So you are going to start designing your website. Your website will be due November 10th. I'm so excited for this assignment. I'm refining it now to make sure that it's really simple and makes sense. But you're going to be walked through a lot of things. Now we hit chapter 2. So you're going to go back for module 6, go to chapter 2, read and do the quiz. If you already did, that's fine. Just reread that section. Do expert session 4, landing page design. And then I'm going to have a redesign discussion where you're going to sketch out on either paper or Canva or Word document, something where you're going to lay out the vision for your website, okay? And then you're going to get feedback. And I want you to think high converting and professional. You need to apply all the things you've learned thus far about website design. You are professional marketers. So here, I love this site. Obviously yours is not going to be this level. They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars probably on this site. So, but I want you to know what's good and what to aspire to so you can learn, because if you don't try to do these things and see a path to success, then you won't get it, right? So here, normal menu. Don't get too weird or fancy. We as people, if I go to a site and I don't know how to navigate, I don't care how beautiful it is or what's going on, I'm out of here. You're going to get a bounce, right? And here's their call to action. They put it right here. That's fine. But a nice call to action is here. Clear value proposition. A value proposition is basically letting somebody know exactly what you do, plain simple English. That way they know how to engage with you and they understand what services you offer immediately. Here, products, solutions, price, learn. So their blog is under there. Contact us. These are trust symbols. So building value and trust. They have the logos right here. And design beautiful landing pages and convert more. So affirming that value proposition, right? So then they deep dive into that, and then they have a visual, right? And then here's their main three points: build on any page your own, create the exact page you want, continually grow ROI. So tangible benefits to me to use their services. And then here, learn more, because I'm not ready to start. Right? Like I'm not going to buy yet, but here, if you're still considering, keep learning so you can then buy. More of building that trust, showing that they're a good option. Clean, clear. This is modern website design. Turn your recommendation into revenue. Get started, or try it out, right? And then here's more of the deeper menu items. So this is a very high converting, clean, clear website. It's on Unbound. So you're going to learn about it in your expert session. I highly recommend taking a spin on this site. Okay, so that is, let me see. Okay, website chart. Yep, and you're gonna create a WordPress website. I have a video I've made, and I'll share that in the assignment. And then I'll give you guidance and tools. Remember, it has to be original images, original graphics. Canva has a lot of tools you could use. There's also Pixabay, Pexels, and I list out the tools that you can use to make a cool website without copyright infringement. You have to do best practices. If you are in copyright infringement, like Google an image, steal it, and put it on your site, there's actually tracking code in there that you can't see. It's metadata. It's data that describes other data, right? And it's so embedded. If anybody has, I don't know if it does it on here, but if you, let me see if I export it. I know it does it on Adobe, where it'll allow me to code it with certain information. And then what I could do is I scrape the internet for all the stuff that has my codes. And if you're using my images without my permission, or maybe I don't want to give permission, they're unique to me and my brand, I could sue you. All I have to do is put in one little complaint. In 2 seconds, your whole site was down. And then you have to prove to Google that you're a legitimate company that doesn't steal other people's ideas. I have seen countless websites be taken down off the internet and have a really hard time getting back up. If you're an e-commerce or SaaS company where the majority of your conversions are taking place online, and being down for a couple hours costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars, can you imagine if Google views you as unscrupulous? They do not want people on the internet that are using copyright images. So, or content. You can't plagiarize. You cannot copy paste from other websites. You can get inspiration, and that's what we do as good marketers. We do our research, we look and see what other people are doing, and then we just edit it to fit our needs, right? Or to be better. But you cannot copy anything word for word, because you could get taken down. Because once it's published on a website, it's published. That's what that means. You're publishing to the world. Hello. Right? And then it's written as of that day it's published. So all those images, all that copy. So be very mindful of that. Now, it's almost impossible to not have some things that are pretty common, but when you take somebody's really unique imagery or unique photography or product images, you just can't do that. And if you have questions about that, let me know. And then we can walk through those examples. But always try to create from scratch, get inspiration from other sites, know what your competitors are doing, but do your own thing. First of all, that makes you look better as a professional. Your stuff will be better because your audience already knows what everybody else is doing. So if you're stealing from somebody else, they're going to know that, and they're going to think you're copycat, not the leader. Do you want to be the copycat or the leader? And people think that customers are dumb. They're not. They really know what's going on. Then your bosses would know, your clients would know, everybody knows that you're not original. And who wants that reputation? Nobody. Another thing is, I'm going to give you SEO tips. You have to have some SEO embedded and strategy on your website. So I need to understand, like, if this is a geographic location, like a coffee shop, people like to do that one. It's pretty easy. Or a photography business. That typically is within a radius of the person, right? Like a plumber or something. You're not going to want to take jobs that are 200 miles away. It's not worth it. There's plenty of business within a certain radius, and you need to be capitalizing and using words for that. I started a business for my brother that did really well until he got a better paying job, but he was called Stone Oak Lawn Care. And I had inbound leads like crazy because he was only wanting to do lawn care and jobs in Stone Oak, and it did really well really quickly. So I think that I want to see that reflective in your keyword strategy for your SEO. I want to know that if somebody's looking for something near them, that you're going to pop up if you're doing geo SEO. If you're not a physical location, you're doing something else. I want to really understand your SEO strategy and how people that are in that niche market are going to find you. So I want some high volume words, but I want some very specific long tail keywords. I want to see that you thinking about how people are going to find you. I think that's going to be critical to your success as a marketer, that you understand how to do that. Okay, well, I think that this was a good review. Everything's going to be posted. So you only have one discussion board. You have 2 rounds coming up, one discussion board, and then you're going to have 2 more rounds and your website. So balance your time wisely. There's going to be a lot coming up, and it's all going to be due before the 10th. Following that, you're going to be doing the rest of your chapters reading, doing the rest of your simulation, and getting your certification. And then we have the analytics section. You're going to have a little math quiz online, and then your AdWords search certification, it will be your final. Okay. All right. Well, I'm really excited. I think that I'm seeing a lot of progress. I'm very, very happy and optimistic about what you guys are going to do over the rest of the semester. Keep up the good work. I know this class isn't easy, and I know it takes a lot of work, but this is so foundational to your career in marketing in general. So if you are any aspect of marketing or interested in revenue generation for a company in today's world, this class is so critical for you. So good job on taking those steps. This is a hard class. And because of that, when you're finished with it, you will be better off. You will be better positioned to go after bigger and better things in your career. So don't give that up. Keep focused, keep your head down, and I know that you're going to do great things. All right, I'll talk to you soon.